Okay. Here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports Gaming. We have with us in the room once again the champ, Isaac Chilemba. Isaac, how we doing?
I'm doing great, thanks. How you doing, man?
I'm good. It's good to see you in the room as always. Let's get straight into things.
It's always great being here.
Great stuff. So how have you been in here? What's been going with you, champ?
Yeah, things are getting back together. We're back in gym, back in training, and now it's just getting back everything we missed for the last. For those 6 months, 8 months we lost.
So how's that feeling to be back in the gym?
Yeah, feeling great. Getting back in the gym, hitting the bag, a bit of pads, sparring every now and then. It's great. It feels like home.
Fantastic. Yeah. So I guess you've had a chance to get to watch some boxing as well. Get your hands have been quite itching, right?
Yes, I did. I watched the fight.
You watched what fight? Which one?
I watched the fight. Joshua BUATSI'S.
You remember the gentleman's name now? Oh, you mean the gentleman that you called out the last time? That guy.
Yes. And and this time I watched him live.
Yes.
Yeah. And I hope Ed Hearn is listening. He's watching this. I would love to get a chance on him. I mean, he's young. He's got a lot of. He's good. Don't get me wrong. He's good. He's strong. He's got a heart. The kid can fight, but there's a lot of things that I've seen that is missing, and I don't know if Ed Hearn could make that mistake to give me the fight.
What do you think you've got that it takes to beat BUATSI'S?
Most of all, the most important thing is something no one can buy. It's experience. I've got that. Now, there's a lot of things that I saw in it that I can't review here, but I've seen a lot of things. He's got a talent. He's a good fighter, a strong fighter, but there's a what they call a raw talent in there. That if I have to meet him today, I could expose him a lot.
Explain something to me about being an unbeaten fighter. And go ahead. About you when you were unbeaten fighter. Talk about
that. I mean, it's great to be unbeaten. Simply because you walk around, everybody knows you were the guy no one have beaten before. So on a status level and the feeling about it, it's great. But for me, defeat is more important than being undefeated, because you learn a lot. You know where you've been. You know your mistakes, what you lack of, and you know there's guys out there that can defeat you. So you try to up your game. So it's both ways.
Okay, so let's talk about the actual fight, the Callic fight or the Callic fight. Let's talk about that fight. The things that you spotted, obviously not giving too much away, the things you spotted in the fight that you thought BUATSI'S did well. Let's talk about the things he did well in the fight.
His straight punches are good. His jab, he's got a very good jab. Coming forward, he's got good aggression behind him, and switching up the angles, he's good in that. But like I said, he's got a lot of mistakes that can be exposed if he fights someone better than he is.
There's talk. He said that that Kovalev would be more or less an easy fight for him. What are your thoughts on this?
Who is that?
BUATSI'S was talking about. It was reported in news. I don't know how true that is, because BUATSI'S doesn't come across to me as an arrogant type of guy. But so I guess some paper talk. But he was saying that Kovalev would be an easy fight for him.
I don't think so. I mean, yes, Kovalev come back with a huge loss to CANELO, but I don't think Boas is in that league yet. He's getting there, but he's not there yet. You know, Kovalev has got a lot of experience, and the guy, as much as he got stopped by CANELO, the guy can still box, can still punch. So I don't know. I don't know so much about that. But you know, this is a boxing we're talking about here. Most of the time, it depends who came up with who came with a game A on the night of the fight.
I want to talk to you about this word levels. Now, there's something, a common trend I see in fighters. It's almost like a red flag. Like, I see it 3 or 4 times, 2 or 3 times in a fight. I go, they've not tightened their defense up there. They're open to left hooks. They don't have a good defense. The straight right hand they get hit with all the time. They can't see the uppercut coming. They go back in straight lines and leave the chin up in the air. And in fights, I see them get through the fight. But when they get through the fight, I see it almost like they've just got through the fight, and people just put cracks over it and say, it was a bad night. Oh, we had an injury. Oh, it was COVID. Well, it was this.
People try to come up with excuses about their losses or bad performance, which is something I hate to do. You just have to admit that yes, I wasn't on my I wasn't on top of my game on that night. I know I woke up on the bad side of my. I woke up on the bad side and I just couldn't perform. You just have to admit it. You don't have to come up with a lot of excuses.
But if the same thing's happening over and over again as you're moving up in class, as you move up in levels, like those same punches you're getting caught with, as you move up in class, surely the fighters get better, so they hit you more and they punch harder. Talk about that.
Boxing or any sport, I would say, okay, let me just speak about boxing because that's what I know when it comes to sports. It's like being born into the world. You're born, first of all, you have to learn how to sit, how to crawl, how to stand on your own 2 feet, how to walk. Then from there, you start running. Then now you master everything. Now you can run, walk, crawl, wherever you want to. So that's what you go through steps. So when I say Bowaski is not in that level yet, I could say now, yes, he can walk, he can run, but he can't sprint with adults or best sprinters out there. He's still learning, still getting up the radar. So I think that's the only way I can explain. That's how I can explain it.
Because, like, when a person keeps making the same mistakes over and over again at a lower level, it's okay.
Yeah.
But when they meet guys at a higher level,
like I gave you that example. So when you are experienced, you can walk, you can run, you can crawl whenever you want to, you can sprint or just jog, you know that because now you have experienced levels of life. Whatever comes in your way, you know how to deal with it. You know that, okay, in this situation, I need to crawl. In this situation, I need to run. This situation, let me just walk. So same as in boxing, as you gain experience, it gets to a point where your brain knows or seen a lot of things that in that situation, immediately something will spark that you know is something that you have seen before, in the situation that you've been in before. So now you know how to react or how to respond to that situation. But as you're going up, it's time to gain those experiences. So most of the time, most of the time, you don't know what to do with it because you have never experienced it before to do something about it yet.
So it wasn't the first time that BWATSI was getting hit with right hands. I've made it no secret on this show that BWATSI gets hit with too many right hands, doesn't know how to block them, stays on the line too often. And the problem with this is when he does that against world-class punchers, he's going to have a big problem. Now, I've said this.
I mean, he's got a room to adjust. He's he's not a rigid fighter. He's flexible enough to change that, but that comes to that goes into the gym with his trainers, working on it over and over and over again until it becomes a habit where once he sees the right hand coming, he can do something about it. But you know, sometimes there's a lot of things that you might not master. Like I know my flaws. I know there's certain things that my trainers every day they can say the same thing over and over again. Isaac, do this, don't do that, do this, don't do that. And I still make the same mistakes. It's just something that I don't know if it's to do with my body or my brain that I cannot just adjust to that yet.
Right.
And so I don't know, hopefully you will get to adjust to get away from those right hands.
That's
Or
only.
maybe you might stuck on it and never be able to do so.
See, I hear some people in the room in the background whispering that, well, he's had 400 days not boxing. To me, that's 400 days you could be improving in the gym. That's 400 days you could be looking at yourself on the table and say, hey, look, I got caught with too many right hands in that last fight. I've come back in this next fight and got caught with the same right hands again.
Yeah, you have to do something about it. Like I know as a fighter, even in a fight, I get hit with a punch, then I get hit with the same punch again, and as once go, I get hit again. My mind tells me, okay, let me do something about that. Let me not get hit by that ever again. But then it gets to a point where sometimes you can just adjust to it, and you end up getting hit over and over again. So it depends how his brain works.
This is where the word levels comes into it, yeah? I'm going to use the word levels here in a totally different sense, but it is the same thing. Floyd Mayweather, when he got caught in the second round by Sugar Shane Mosley, the overhand right, he got hit,
Yes.
boom, and his legs went.
Yeah.
And he went back to the corner. When he came out for the next round, you noticed that Mosley never caught him with that punch again.
With the punch again, yeah.
Why? That's level.
That's levels. He figured out how to get away from that right hand. So if he can't block it, what he did is use his feet, and that's exactly what he did. He just used his feet, make sure he's not there to get hit.
That's levels. That is levels right there.
Yeah.
Able to make a Joe Calzaghe when he fought Mikhail Kessler. Another example. Yeah. Mikhail Kessler was kind of getting on top of Calzaghe. And Calzaghe started getting, but he said, you know what? This ain't working for me. I've got to change the strategy. And he changed the strategy in dealing with Mikhail Kessler that night.
Yeah, but that takes a lot of experience to be able to change things up.
But there's that difference between a good fighter and a great fighter.
That's what makes that's what separates good to the great fighter. If you can able to do that, then you're reaching the level of being great.
But also, is that not separating the difference between a world-class fighter and a fringe world title contender? Would you say that, or is that being too harsh? Because
really. To me, the biggest separation is, okay, you can get a world title fighter, and you can get the actual a legend or the great in that division or in boxing in general. So I think it's just being a world champion and being a great fighter. It's just that's why we've got this pound for pound. You get, I mean, there's a lot of fighters that are great that they're not even in top 10 of pound for pound in the world. Why? Because there's something that they look for. Whoever vote for who to be the pound, there's something they look for. And once you master all of that, then they can regard you as one of the greatest.
See, when I think pound for pound, I think, right, if I took your skills and I put them in any weight division, you could be a champion in any weight division. That's what I think pound for pound for me. That's what I look at. If I took your skill set today, your skill set, whether I'm a heavyweight or a flyweight, that skill set would help. I'm not so sure. There's some guys at pound for pound take a whole heap of punches and they use their physical strength to get into position to win fights, right? And that's fine if they're in their weight category. But if you take them out of that weight category, you put them in a higher weight division, using that physical strength doesn't always help them. In fact,
you know, there's a lot of things that goes into boxing. That's why I always regard boxing. I always say the bottom layer, the bottom level of boxing, or the first layer of boxing, is dancing. It's your feet. So they look at that. I mean, you get guys that will use their strength. We've got guys like Mike Tyson, George Foreman, and all of that. And if you look into the pound for pound, they're not up there, because all they had is a strength. And boxing is not just about brutal strength and that. They look at the moves. I mean, still today, I still say Lomachenko shouldn't get to that pound for pound level. So they should have given him some challenges first. But I understand why they regard him as one of the best pound for pound of all time, because of his feet, the way he moved. He punch you there, punch you, make sure he doesn't get. Because the sport, as Mayweather always said, it's about hit and not get hit. It's not about getting there and punch each other, knock each other out. Even though that's what the fans want to see, they just want to see blood, someone get knocked out. But the sport is not about that. The sport is about you hit and not get hit. And when they look at how you use your feet, how you use your body, your punches, how you move away from how you defensively, how you work, that's what has you been crowned as a pound fighter.
Okay. So you tell me the difference. If you're fighting a world-class opponent, I mean, it sounds obvious to the person on the outside, but you're boxing. You're fighting a guy that's a world-class athlete. Tell me the difference between fighting a world-class athlete and a good fighter in your mindset and how you prepare. And what are the differences?
The difference is the one wants to get to to that level, wants to jump from just being good enough to the greatest, to the best. So now in his mind, he's working for that. That's his target. Now, there knows that this guy wants to take my spot. So now the pressure is on him to keep his spot. That's the first important thing. Or let me say that's the biggest challenge. Knowing that this guy wants to come to take my spot, and you knowing that I'm going there to take that spot. That's what it is. Now, it depends who deals with the pressure between the two. Could be the one who is already on top, can deal with the pressure, that knowing that everybody in the world is watching him, seeing how he's gonna defend his spot. Or the one at the bottom can be pressure to knowing that everybody else is watching them, is waiting for them to see how they're gonna jump, they're gonna leap over to that level. So that's the most challenging part. It's not about the fighter himself, how they are ability of fighting, but now it comes to mental, now knowing that this guy is coming to take my spot and knowing that I want to take that spot. Now it's the pressure of how I'm gonna do it.
Okay. So in that fight, BWTS had to deal with his eye being busted up. You had to deal with a guy who was hitting him constantly on top of him and throwing punches back and put up resistance for a while. How do you think he had pressure?
You know, if the guy threw punches, I think BWTS was going to be in trouble than he did. But the guy, I think, failed to throw straight punches. He did a lot of round hooks and so. BWTS managed to get inside.
Yes.
And pick him up with shots. But I think on top of that, as you go up in the level, you start fighting better fighters than you're fighting at the beginning of your career. And I think BWTS was getting the guy to come in smart with a smart style. I mean, a smart style where he would shoot jab there, throw straight right there, and move around. But now he walked in and the guy was just throwing hooks and just standing on top of him. I think that also was a little bit frustrating. Try to adjust your mind, his mind, to deal with a guy like that. I think that was the biggest. That's all I saw. That was the biggest challenge for Bowaski. It took him a while to adjust.
What did you make of the caliber of opponent, the unbeaten Callic? What did you think of him? Where would you rate him? Is he?
I don't know how he was unbeaten. I don't know. I mean, I won't take anything away from anybody. Yes, he was unbeaten, and he deserved a chance to fight for international title. But I didn't see anything special in him to get to be, and first of all, to be undefeated and being on that level, fighting for, especially WBA, which is one of the biggest championship in the world. Fighting for the WBA international. I don't know how he got to that, but I mean, I understand he was undefeated. I don't know who he fought before to have that.
Are you suggesting that a guy like Callic you could beat? Wait, hold on. Isaac, real talk.
Joshua Bowaski.
Wait, bro, this is real talk. I've got to ask the question. I have to ask the question. If I go, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right. I ask you the question.
I don't like. I don't want to sound. What's the word?
Arrogant.
Arrogant about.
But hold on.
No, but
this is the right sport to be arrogant in, because boxers have to believe in themselves.
I don't want to sound like, but you know, Callic, I could even today, if they just call me today, I know I haven't been prepared for any fight, but if they call me today to fight him, I could stop him earlier than Bowaski did. Because it's a target that is there. It's like a bag. It's like hitting the bag.
Oh my
there's
God.
no movement on him. There's no defense or anything whatsoever. I mean, at least Bowaski can move, can make you miss. So you have to, now you have a challenge in your brain trying to figure out what to do next, because he's hitting you back and he's moving around, and every now and then you're missing, every second, third punch you're missing. So yes, that will be a challenge. I'll need to train for that. But Callic is like a hitter. It's like I'm going to the gym and hit a bag. That is just be stationary. So I wouldn't worry about that.
Hey, remember what Bruce Lee said? Bags don't hit back. Remember Bruce said that?
Yeah. So punch that I could say was a decent straight punch. All he did was hooks, and so I don't know how. I really don't know how you go to that level though.
He's unbeaten.
He was unbeaten, so yeah, he deserved it. But I don't know. I mean, everybody can be unbeaten depending who they fight.
So if you were going to rate Callic from 1 to 10, right? Where would you rate Callic on your 1 to 10 scale of fighters? 1 to 10.
1 being best and 10 being the least.
No. 1 being one being the worst and 10 being the best. 1 to 10.
1 being the worst and 10 being the best.
Yes.
I'll let him 1 or -1.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You're savage. You're savage.
I will let him -1.
Why? I mean, listen, you can't be -1.
There was nothing special there. I mean, the only special thing about him is he man up enough to step in that ring. So I won't take that away from anybody. As well, right. If somebody man enough to step in the ring, that means he's good enough to fight. That's all about it.
According to Sky Sports, according to the British media, according to some of the experts in the world, BWTSI'S is one of the leading light heavyweights, one of the best light heavyweights in the world today.
Who is it for?
So wait. No, listen. I'm not saying it. I didn't say it. Leading best light heavyweights. And when he's in the ring, he's like a monster. He's like goes into beast mode.
All I can say is he can be. Or let's say probably he will be depending who he will be fighting on his way. He can be. He's only 27 now, so he's still got time.
Well, according to reports again, Dimitri Bivol says he would welcome the opportunity to fight Buatsi. What are your thoughts on a Bivol versus Buatsi fight? There's some people in this room believes that Buatsi.
That's a difficult fight to call, but I think for that I will lean more to what's his name?
Bivol.
I'll lean a little bit to Bivol.
Why?
Because I think Bivol have been tested a bit before.
Yes.
And yeah, the kid can fight. Even though I don't rate him as one of the best I ever fought, I don't rate him there, but he can fight.
No, you don't say about my boy. You say about Bivol.
I keep on saying I was just off. I was just off. I give him a credit to that. He won a fight. He gave a good fight. But if I was in my best mental, if I was all right in that night, I wouldn't have gone 12 rounds with him. Right now, if I get another chance to fight him, I promise you, I can swear here now on internet, I cannot go 12 rounds with him.
Well, that means he'll knock you out, are you suggesting? Or are you saying that you can beat him?
Oh, I will knock him out.
You would knock Bivol out?
You will knock him out.
Listen.
I can't go a distance with him again.
I love you. I love you, brother. And I love you.
When I fought him that night, anyone could have defeated me that night.
Okay, listen. I love you, and I love Bivol. I love you both, right? Equal love. Right?
I swear to God, I promise you, and if I get a chance not to fight him, I will stop him.
The last?
He is not on that level. So if he fights Buatsi, then that I wouldn't call. It depends who.
Wait. Wait. Do you think that Buatsi could beat Joe Smith?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think Buatsi could beat Alvarez?
No.
No or hell no?
Hell no. Alvarez was boxing badly. He's not on that level yet.
Can he beat Beterbiev?
No way. Listen, Alvarez lost to Joe Smith, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he did lost to Joe Smith, but Alvarez is still better than Joe Smith. In my eyes, boxing-wise, he's still better than. I don't know what happened to Alvarez that night. Yes, he lost to him, which was a big surprise to my imagination. But he did. He lost. Yes. So Joe Smith defeated Alvarez. But if Buatsi have to fight Alvarez, there's no way he can defeat Alvarez. Joe Smith, yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So one of the guys who are quite disgusted about what's been said recently about him is Callum Johnson. You know who Callum Johnson is?
Yes, I know very well.
Callum Johnson, he says that he's not fazed by Joshua Buatsi and he would love to fight Joshua Buatsi. Who wins between? Who wins?
I wouldn't think he would either. I think Callum can defeat Buatsi.
You think Johnson can beat Buatsi?
I'm not saying it's different, but he's got more chances of defeating Buatsi than Buatsi defeating him.
Why is that? I know why.
He's been around for a while. And the guy can fight. He's smart. He knows what he's doing. Buatsi for now, he's and can punch as well. And Buatsi right now, he's in a level where he just most of the time I think he throws punches without any idea of why he's doing whatever he's doing. He's just throwing to destroy whatever target is in front of him. By Coram can think. He knows why he's doing why. Before you get to the certain level where before you throw that punch, you already know why, and you already know what if anything happens with that punch, what I'll do, and what will come after that.
Defensive responsibility.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear that. Okay, let me ask you this one. Anthony Yarde, did you see him fight against Spellman?
Yes, I saw the highlights.
What do you think of Anthony Yarde?
You know, like I said, I told you last time, Anthony Yarde, he's a smart fighter. He's got a lot of experience, even though he's a bit rigid, but he's got a room to improve in him. So I think he's a good fighter. The fight was good. As I just saw the highlights. I didn't see round by round.
Yep.
But I think I don't know, maybe because to what I heard, he began boxing very late in his life.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to improve whatever he have now, I think it's gonna take a lot of time. By the time he masters everything, the edge won't be by his side.
Right. So
he's a good fighter.
BWTSI'S, I know you said last time you'd rather fight BWTSI'S than fight Yarde. Okay. Yeah. So if you were to put BWTSI'S and Yarde in the same room together to fight, who's your money on and why?
I'll go for BWTSI'S because right now he's a bit of a contender than Yarde.
You think he's a better contender than Yarde?
Yeah.
Why?
Because Yarde is like at my level now, where he's been there, defeated a bit, and he's like still trying to climb up. But BWTSI'S now being undefeated and knocking the guys out like he did, he's on everybody's mind. So I like guys like that, so I can just shut off whatever they were doing and restart the whole new chapter.
And so
sometimes it's good to fight youngsters as well.
So where do you fit in this mix now, Mr. Chilemba? Where do you fit in the mix?
I don't know. I've been there. I've been around for a while. And now I just take whatever comes in my way.
Whatever?
Whatever comes in my way. I take it. Right now, all I want is to be known as one of the greatest in the world. When I say, okay, I retire, I want to be known as one of the best in the world. So I'll take any challenge that is coming up, whether it's a little bit higher than where I am. I'll take it, even if it's a little bit lower. I bet I won't go to the bottom, but someone who is just coming up, I wouldn't do that because that doesn't pay me or whatsoever. But someone like BWTSI'S, now that he's an international champion and he's making a name for himself, and if I could step in a ring with such a youngster and defeat him, that will prove to myself that I'm still in the game.
Okay. Other questions I'm going to ask you. Have you heard about Deontay Wilder recently? And he got rid of his trainer, Mark Breland?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think that was a very bad decision he made. I mean, that guy's been with him since, I think, to my understanding, since the beginning of his professional career. Mm-hmm. And he was the guy who saved him in that fight. Mm-hmm. I mean, if they let him go on, he was going to get hurt badly. And I don't think he could have ever fought again after that fight.
I hear that, and I heard that, and I thought about it, and I thought, yeah, that's the normal thing to say, and that would be the common sense thing to say. However, if your fighter said to you, and your fighter is all about belief, and your fighter says, listen, it don't matter if I'm getting beaten from pillar to post, I have the punching power to take a man out.
There was no way. He had nothing left in him. He had nothing. He could have taken a lot of magic to do something like this.
But if a fighter's got that belief, you're a fighter, you know. When a fighter's got that belief that I could throw one more punch, I've got one more punch in me, right? And that's been taken away. And you go to bed at night thinking, I could have done something in that fight. I could have done something. As deluded as Wilder sounds, you've still taken that away, that opportunity away from him to be great.
And listen, as a father, as is happening, yes, I'll be pissed beyond recognition. I'll be like, you should just let me, just give me like just few seconds more, just see what I've got. Yes, I will be pissed. But looking back, when you go back home and look back where you were, the guy really saved his life. I mean, yes, we're in this sport, but there's also life after that.
Of course.
You don't stay in this sport, and you don't want to end up being damaged. But I mean, there's always tomorrow. And the way that fight was, it was stopped at the right time. They say the guy saved his life.
I agree. I agree with that. But in any other situation, you're bang on the money. However, if you've been told, if me and you have a deal, and I say to you, no matter how this fight gets out, I'm going to go and have a fight with a guy. No matter, listen, between me and you, you're my trainer. I don't care. I really got to take this guy out. No matter what happens between me and this guy, he's got to beat me. I don't care. Do not stop the fight. Alive? We've had that agreement. You've looked at me. I've looked at you. Trainer and fighter. We've been there. We've rolled together for the years. I've been undefeated. I've knocked guys out. I've come back from the verge of being knocked out myself. I've done it. Or I've knocked guys out when things have not been going my way. I've ended fights with one punch. And then my opportunity comes to be great. And I'm getting worked in the corner. And I said to you, do not stop this fight regardless.
That's a fighter's mind. That's a fighter's heart. You don't want anyone to stop a fight. I always say, no matter what happens, no matter how many times I go down, no matter I could be cut, don't stop the fight. But also you have to, there's those guys out there, those guys in your corner care about you. That's why they're in the corner with you.
Yes.
They're not there for money or fame or anything. They care about you. And when they say, okay, this guy is hurt badly.
Yes. Yes.
Tomorrow.
But you're my head coach. You can do that. Breland wasn't head coach. Jay Diaz didn't stop the fight. The assistant trainer stopped the fight. Now, I get it. Breland, former world champion, experienced pro, blah, 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 blah. I get all that. But Jay Diaz, who he's known since the amateurs, and him had an agreement. Breland went ahead of what the agreement was with the head trainer and stopped the fight. So he went past Diaz, who's the head coach. Regardless if you agree with the policy or not, that's the head coach. If the head coach didn't stop the fight and the assistant stopped the fight, then
I get your point. I mean,
you see?
I don't know what's happening in their camp. I don't know what the agreement was, but myself looking at on outside, and looking at what the fight was and how the situation the situation was. I'm very disgusted about his decision to fire his second corner.
This is the same guy that told us he wanted to put somebody in a bag. This is the same fighter that said that, Deontay Wilder. Yeah. Right? He said that. So this is one of them guys that unfortunately have to learn the hard way, sadly. But that's his choice.
Part of it. There's always tomorrow.
But he doesn't see it that way. You can't tell. You know, some guys you can't tell that to.
Yeah. But I think also it's pressure behind Deontay Wilder, I won't lie, because the first thing that came up was his costume was too heavy. I don't know how that could make someone tired for the fight. I mean, I could carry a 50 kg bag now and walk 2 kilometers with it and get in a fight and still perform. I don't know how the costume went. So they saw that didn't work. That excuse was just useless. Now they made a point. They tried to prove that there's something wrong with his loss. Now to prove that point is to fire his trainer, to say he made a mistake.
Okay, fair enough. On the subject of trainers, we're going to move swiftly on to another heavyweight fight coming up with Dillian Whyte and Povetkin, the rematch. So, the rematch. Just a few tweaks needed here and there, and we'll be okay for the fight. Do you think it's just a few tweaks that Dillian Whyte needs to go and fight Povetkin in a rematch? Is it a few tweaks, or is it more than that?
You know, up until the point he got stopped, Dillian Whyte was winning the fight. To my belief, he was winning the fight.
Yes.
Suddenly he got caught with a good shot and just couldn't take it. So yeah, give him a chance. Maybe if he stay away from punches like that, maybe he might win the fight. So if Dillian Whyte was losing the fight, then get stopped, I would say that what's the point of rematch? But he was winning the fight and he got caught. Good shot. And he couldn't
so you're saying stay away from punches? What? It's like going in a shower and saying don't get wet. Well, you should know that. Yeah, just fight the man. Don't get hit with punches.
It's still sharp. It's like if someone tells you, okay, you're gonna walk into this jungle, there's a lot of lions in this jungle, be careful. You keep your eyes alert, watching out for the lions.
Isaac, I respect you as a professional boxer, and you're my brother. How many jungles have you walked into lions in them? Let me ask you that question.
Many times, I kept my eyes open, make sure I don't. If I see any coming towards me, I'll do something about it.
What if a lion? You'll do something about it.
You get caught.
The lion will say, "You will do nothing." The lion, you will do nothing. Isaac, my brother, I love you, but you versus a lion, I'm sorry. That's not a pay-per-view I'm going to tune into. It's okay. No matter how much I'm not tuning in to that pay-per-view. So, wait. So, hold on. He was winning the fight.
Yeah.
But Povetkin comes out in round 5, lands one shot, which he was trying from round 1, and knocks Dillian Whyte out. One shot.
Yeah.
Now the rematch, Povetkin's got to be better. Surely.
Yeah, but doesn't mean he's gonna get him with the same punch. No, he might get another punch and stop Dillian Whyte. You never know. But I'm sure this time around, Dillian Whyte will know that okay, this guy can punch. He stopped me before. Let me stay away from his punches and do something. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can stay away from a punch. You can always hit a guy, make sure he don't give him a chance to throw punches at you. You can master your defenses. You can work on your feet. So I don't know what Dillian Whyte to come up with, but I think the rematch is a good call.
Okay, 28 days.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, 28 days usually it's 45 days. Dillian Whyte gets 28 days. Your thoughts on that?
They've been training since then, I believe. They've been training since then, so now it's just to master a few things about it.
Okay, that should be interesting. There's another fight that's recently been announced. Joe Joyce is going to fight Daniel Dubois. Do you know anything about that fight?
Okay. No.
You don't know anything? Okay. What about Lomachenko and Lopez?
That's very interesting fight. You've got a good smart fighter, and you also got a young, hungry, smart fighter. They both, okay, let me say Lopez possesses more power than Lomachenko in my eyes. Good and defeat. I don't know. I will say it's young blood versus OG. That's how I can put it. And we'll see. So we'll see. But you know what? In this moment in time, my mind is leaning more to Lopez for some reason.
That's what I felt. I thought Lopez is going to knock him out. I really do feel that.
Lomachenko.
That's what I think.
Yeah. So we'll see. We just have to wait and see.
What have you made of this? Another fight that's coming. Oh yes, Ryan Garcia. You know Ryan Garcia? I'm sure you know who Ryan Garcia is.
Yeah, Ryan Garcia.
Yes, he's going to be fighting Campbell. What do you think of Ryan Garcia?
You know what? Ryan Garcia is he's big on internet. That's all I can say. But I don't rate him as one of the best fighters either. Maybe on a Facebook, yes, he's a great fighter. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I can't really say anything much about that fight. He is the internet
Champion.
sensation. Yeah.
So you're champion.
Yeah.
Okay. What has made you come to that conclusion? It's a conclusion I came to as well. But what's made you go that way about it?
Because that's what he's about. He's about showing off and talk about it. I mean, there's nothing special about the kid. He could be better. There's nothing like great about him. He's all over. Like every 2 seconds, I scroll on Facebook, he's there, and I don't know. So I just call him a Facebook champion.
What do you think? You think we could do a promotion? You think we could do that with you as well? Maybe get you doing loads and loads of videos like that?
And started hitting people, get them in a body suit and punching them and stuff. No, I wouldn't do that.
Okay. Santa Cruz is fighting against Tank Davis. Yes. Finally. Someone's getting this back.
Because, Gervonta Davis, I mean, that guy's got power and he's got speed. But you know what, Santa Cruz, in his own way, there's something special about him. And I just can't wait for that. I can't wait to see that fight.
Who do you think is going to win?
For now, I think Davis will win the fight.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
The guy is very aggressive and he's got a lot of power.
That's fine, but he hasn't fought many guys that want to hit him back. Santa Cruz experience, he's been hit before.
Sometimes when you possess so much power, no one wants to come near you. Look at Magda. I mean, yes, we'll get to a point where people, they will know that they can take it and they will step forward. But for now, he's still in that moment where no one wants to stand in front of him.
So how do you think? You think Davis will win by knockout?
I'm not sure about knockout, but I think he will win a fight and he will smash Santa Cruz badly.
Okay. Sort of Santa Cruz. Interesting. Very interesting. What do you think of the Charlo's performance last week?
Yeah, it was great. I still don't know about that body shot. I've never seen someone get hit below, just under belly button and fall like that, and couldn't even look like the guy couldn't breathe or couldn't. I don't know. I've never seen that before. It's very interesting. If it was to a solar plexus, I would understand. But that, I mean, I've got hit there a couple of times. I've seen guys get hit. I've never seen anyone react that way. So I don't know what really happened to him, but I think it was a great performance from both of them. Are they in a level of CANELO, GGG? No, I don't think so.
Okay, so they're talking about Jamal Charlo, who I love Jamal Charlo. He's talking about wanting to move up and fight CANELO.
Yeah, that's what I said. He wants to fight CANELO. I don't think he's in that level yet. I think CANELO will walk
I think I'd like to see him fight more fight. I'd like to see him fight GGG, actually. I'd like to see him fight GGG.
GGG simply because GGG is aged now. So he's slower. His power went lower.
Wait. Let's get real about GGG. Come on, bro. Let's get real about GGG. Who was GGG knocked out that was world class? Name me one guy he knocked out that was world class. Go ahead. Exactly. No, exactly. Yeah. Right. So sorry. That's the punch card.
The Charlo could be the standard chance against GGG, but against CANELO, I'm not sure.
Yeah, the CANELO fight, I think he needs a bit more time to.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him fight. The fights I'd like to see him in. I'd like to see him fight Danny Jacobs, knock him out. Sorry, Danny, glad to be here, Jacobs. I don't want to ever see Danny Jacobs fight again, to be honest. Never again. So Danny Jacobs. So if Charlo could beat him, that'd be great. I don't want to ever see Gabe Rosado again either. He's another one. Both of them guys need to sit down. Gabe Rosado and Danny Jacobs. Them both guys need to sit down. I don't want to see them ever box again. Fed up with both of them.
Why? Why is that?
Danny Jacobs, he's just glad to be here, isn't it? Hi, my name's Danny Jacobs. I'm just glad to be here. I'm glad to be boxing again. That's it. That's Danny Jacobs. Hi, I'm Danny Jacobs. That's it. I want to watch him. And I certainly want to watch a pay-per-view of him. So put him to one side. And then Gabe Rosado, he talks big, but does he do anything? No. Give it to Gabe Rosado. He can go as well. So they can both go out the door. Right, now we're getting down some serious people, right? Andrade and CHARLO, they have to fight. But Andrade's got to fight something to get his name out there, man. He needs to do something spectacular.
That would be a good fight.
Yeah, of course.
That would be a good fight.
But CHARLO versus Danny Jacobs, that would be Jacobs' last hurrah. And CHARLO could do me and many other people in boxing a favor, knock Jacobs out and let him push on to do something else. Some commentary or something, man. They've got to commentate somewhere.
I agree with you on that.
Oh, so you actually do think that Danny is
I agree with you on that.
Well, okay.
Yeah, the guy is rigid.
He's got to go. One guy I do want to fight. I do want to see this fight, but I don't want to see this fight. I do want to see this fight because I think it's an exciting fight. I don't want to see this fight because I like both guys. Chris EUBANK Jr., who you know, versus Jamal Charlo.
I think nurture is too much for Chris EUBANK Jr.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, there's levels. Yeah. Chris EUBANK Jr., yes, he is good, but I think challenge will be too much for him.
EUBANK Jr. versus GGG. Now.
No way. No. Not now. Maybe in 2 years' time, but not now. GGG will stop him.
GGG will stop him?
Stop him, yeah.
GGG don't stop no one. Who's GGG stopped? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. Abel Sanchez said to me, live, he said to me that Daniel or Dwayne Wade or Daniel Wade, whatever the guy's name was, he was ranked number 1 or number 2 in the world. He'd beaten nobody, and he was a dangerous challenger that GGG had folded in 2 or 3 rounds. And he said to me that he was a very dangerous opponent. Yes. Nobody knew anything about him. Those are the kind of guys that GGG knocks out. People you don't know anything about. Look at Devrenchenko. Look what Devrenchenko did to GGG.
Yeah, but I mean, as I said, GGG is aged now. Well, he's almost 40 or something.
Yeah, but all right.
He's not the same kind of power. I mean, look at Kovalev.
Wait, okay, all right.
The power goes.
You tell me, what was GGG's prime? I mean, if you got a prime, who's the best guy for prime? Come on.
No, I wouldn't tell who was the best. Yeah, I agree with you on that. But you know, the guy has got experience as well. So I don't know. I don't think Chris EUBANK can do much against GGG. But this is the sport. We'll never know. Anything can happen.
Look what Kell Brook did to GGG. If he said, he tells me the uppercut. This is a guy that came from welterweight up to middleweight. And he's doing the guy's head up like this. I mean, come on. You have to laugh. He even backed him up. A welterweight back What's that?
Yeah, I mean, this is more you want the faster you can be. I mean, he was fast for him.
So even your argument's not even holding up for GGG.
That's exactly what happened to Kovalev against CANELO. He just couldn't handle the speed.
Wait, no, stop. Now you're talking about a guy who's beating world champions and former world champions.
Yeah, but CANELO, Kovalev just couldn't handle the speed. You got if you're fighting a smaller guys, the bigger guys always have a disadvantage in exchanging the punches. So yes, your punch will be heavier if you land on target. Will be heavier than the small guy, but that small guy's punch will be way lethal than everybody could think, because it's faster, so you don't see it and can do much damage.
You are certainly you can certainly get a job as GGG spokesperson. Abel Sanchez used to be their spokesperson. You can do the new job for him. I call them the GGG apologists. They always find a way to kind of get this guy in the history books and like find a way, a hole for him to slot him and say, yeah, GGG will be remembered as a great for doing what? Who did he beat?
I mean, I'm not saying he's one of the greatest, but he's done good enough job.
One fighter that GGG beat legitimately or knocked out. One that was, that guy was a bad man. Name me one. I'll be here waiting. I'll close my eyes and go to sleep. I'll wake up and see if you come up with an answer.
No, I can't give you any good name.
There you go.
The only name he fought, he drew to and lost to.
Hey, listen. Rocky Balboa has fought better opposition than Golovkin. I'm sorry. I can't take it. I cannot. It's like I have a real gripe with that because it's like this is a guy that people are saying to me was a Hall of Fame great. This is a guy they said was going to could beat Marvin Hagler. I spent an hour and a half talking to Abel Sanchez about GGG versus the greats. What he would have done against Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard. How would he fought with Marvin Hagler? He would have beaten Nigel Benn. He would have gone. He would have dominated the middleweight division. He would have.
Not those kind of fighters, no.
No.
For this era, he was okay. For this era, he was okay, but not. You can't take him back to those days.
Well, Abel Sanchez did a good job. He took him all the way back to that era. He took him back in that era, and he was a monster beating everybody.
Yes, he was. He was good enough, not great, but good enough. But
he said, not going Sugar back. Ray Robinson and GGG would have been a great fight.
No. Sugar Robinson would have walked all over him. You have walked all over him.
I mean, people swallow this up. People eat this up, and they believe it.
You know, like I told you in our last interview, today people they're just looking for knockouts. They just want to see blood, someone get knocked, someone going down. So GGG brought that. Gave people that. Gave people the blood and everything. So yes, he was good enough for that. But no, he's not like one of the greatest now. But he did good enough job.
Fair enough. I will see if GGG is looking for a spokesperson for him. So you can probably get some of that 300 million somewhere. You can stick yourself in and get
anything away from him. I cannot take anything away from him for what he did. He did good enough job. I mean, there is the guys that I can say no, they did nothing, but he did a good enough job.
Yeah, he did it.
I'll give him a credit for that.
He did a brilliant job of fooling the public into saying he was something that he wasn't. That's what GGG did. Great job.
Everybody wanted to see knockouts. He gave them knockouts. Today is time to see.
I'm waiting for the Jacobs knockout.
New
Wait. I'm waiting for the Jacobs knockout. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for Deverenchenko knockout. I was waiting for the 2 Canelo knockouts.
Let me put it this way.
Okay, I'm still waiting.
GGG is same as Deontay Wilder. He gave people the same amount.
No, stop now. See now that. See right there now. That is proper GGG fanboy talk. Because listen, at least Deontay Wilder knocked out Luis Ortiz, the bogeyman, and he dropped Fury.
You know what? I didn't even know who Ruiz was up until that fight.
I'll be here. Come on, B. Come on now.
Yeah.
Don't try that. Come on, don't even try that.
And then when I looked at him, I was like, who's this guy? How old is this guy? I thought it was like a 5-year-old man.
Here we go. Here we go. What? Okay.
No, that isn't good enough.
How many guys you know who GGG fought and knocked out? If you could just read off the names before the knockouts dried up, naming the guys who's knocking out. Go ahead. Without going to
now for that I have to I actually have to
Google. Exactly.
But I could put him in the same level as Deontay Wilder. Look what happened. Look at what happened to Deontay Wilder. Okay, it's exact thing that happened to GGG. He fought Canelo, they drew. Next fight, he got knocked out. Deontay Wilder fought Tyson Fury, they drew. The next fight, he got knocked out.
Yeah, but wait. Well, GGG didn't get knocked out. He went to points twice with him. With Canelo. He didn't get stopped, did he? He got beat on points twice.
Oh yes, he lost some points. Yeah, my bad. But still the similar situation.
They had a rematch and didn't do well. Okay.
Yeah, didn't do well. It was one-sided fight.
Fine, but then Canelo's great, and well, he's one of the best we've got in this era. I will say that without.
He's the best in the division after Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, the thing is, then when we talk about Canelo, I love Canelo. He doesn't like guys that give him any sort of movement. If you walk in straight lines, it's great. Don't put him in Loma. Don't put him in one drive.
Yeah, that odd style, yes. That's what most of us we're looking for. You don't want to face someone who can give you problems that will move. The next thing they hear, in a second, that side.
You don't want that. You don't want any of that. He don't want any of that, because you start moving like this, Canelo starts to malfunction, and he'll start getting Mayweather nightmares again. You don't want that. So as long as you're straightforward and you walk forward like this against Canelo, and you stand in front of Canelo, and you've got your hands here, you whack your body here, and you come through the middle and that's all right. As long as you stand and go Canelo like this, and you walk like, once you start giving Canelo a bit of this business, no, you don't want that. He ain't signing no contract for that.
He doesn't want that. Yeah.
But that being said, I think Canelo still for what he does it very well.
He does it very well.
Although the COVID,
one of the fighters I like in our era, there's him, Canelo, Tyson Fury.
Inoue.
Not much.
You don't like Inoue?
No, I don't think he have fought anyone yet. Or maybe, but I just don't pay much attention to him.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Let's close on this fight. Errol Spence, Danny Garcia.
I'll give it to Errol Spence. The guy can box a bit.
Okay.
As long as he doesn't get hit by Danny Garcia, I think he's got a chance of winning the fight.
Well, the fact that he's going to get in the ring and fight Danny Garcia, there's a chance that he will get hit.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like getting hit proper, like
clean.
Stay away from there's heavy shots. If he can master defense play, whether blocking movements or sleeping, ducking, if he can stay away from that, he's good. He can defeat Danny Garcia easily. But if he gets hit and he wobbles a bit, then that would be not nice.
So you think Danny Garcia's got the power to hurt Spence?
I think Spence got more chances than Danny Garcia.
Okay. So before we go, this is going to be the Chilemba corner. Give us one tip. Minus GGG, right? You can't talk about GGG, right? Because you've done a lot of that. And you've advertised yourself well tonight for GGG spokesperson. So you could be the new Abel Sanchez. You can be in there and you can talk about GGG, right? And you can defend his record and his career and everything with a straight face. You can't be laughing now, right? Straight face, right? So apart from that and your application for that job, give us one thing that boxing fans can learn from, or something that they don't know about boxing, or something that they may not know about professional boxing, or just something that you can give us as a tip, just something to end the show on.
The only thing I can say is, I mean, if you win a boxing, if you're a fighter, you know about this. As we were saying earlier, boxing is about hit and not get hit. So most of the people today, they're just worrying about knockouts and seeing people standing in front of each other and exchange punches and just want to see blood. They have to be patient with boxing. Like, go back in time when they talk about the greatest, the types of Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, or Sugar Ray Robinson. They're all smart fighters. Move there. Now in a recent time, Mayweather. It wasn't about. They were not about going there and knock the guy out. They were there to show their skills. That's what boxing is all about. So if people out there can pay attention to learn about the skills, what it takes to be a fighter, and what exactly the guys are doing in there, I think they'll enjoy boxing more than just looking for someone to get knocked out.
That was beautifully said, Mr. Chilemba. I appreciate you. Now, next time you come on the show, I'm going to put at the bottom of where your name says Isaac Chilemba, I'm going to put Isaac Chilemba, GGG spokesperson. All right? Next, right? I'm going to take that BWTM playoff and I'll put the zone there. All right? Next time you come on the show, I've got it all set up for you nicely. All right?
I like that.
You like it? Right. Isaac, it's been a pleasure as always have you on the show. Brother, I've really enjoyed it. Great fun again. And hopefully, prayerfully, the next time we speak, you'll have a fight lined up. And who knows, even maybe against Joshua BUATSI'S.
Who knows? Hopefully, yeah. But definitely we'll probably have something. I will have something to give you.
Okay, we're looking forward to it. Champ, stay well, stay healthy, get back in that gym, yourself in great shape. And we'll see you fight soon. Champ, take care. You take care, Champ.